Honourable Speaker, South Africa is one sovereign democratic state. We have a territory with international recognised boundaries. We enjoy international recognition, have a democratic elected government, exercising its power over our country's territory. It is therefore not a surprise when the nation responded in anger when it was found that the guests for a wedding of a private individual landed on a military installation on the morning of 30th April 2013. This anger was justified and our people demanded answers. The African National Congress, through our Secretary General, Comrade Gwedi Mantashe, issued a statement later on the same day expressing our shared concern. I quote from that statement. Order. The African National Congress waited patiently for the South African National Defence Force, the SANDF, the body delegated with authority over the Waterkloof Air Force Base, to explain to the nation how these private individuals managed to land an aircraft at Waterkloof. Up until now, no explanation has been forthcoming. The African National Congress, driven by the concern for the safety and sovereignty of South Africa, shall never allow a situation where our ports of entry and national key points are penetrated with impunity. We, the ANC, demand that those who are responsible for granting access to land the aircraft in our country also explain the basis upon which such permission was granted. Order. Particularly to land at Waterkloof Air Force Base. Those who cannot account must be brought to book. The African National Congress will never rest where there is any indication that all and sundry may be permitted to undermine the Republic, its citizens and its borders. Did you enjoy the carry? We again make the call, even at this late hour, to the SANDF to explain how this private aircraft landed at Waterkloof Air Force Base, our national key point. I end the quote.
What point are you raising on?
The Honourable Member asked a question. Did you enjoy the curry? I'd like to know who she directed it at.
Your leader.
Maybe she wanted to reply.
The alliance partners, your leader, the alliance partners, COSATU and the SACP, also issued statements demanding answers and expressing their concern. COSATU called for an urgent investigation into whom authorised the landing and called for those wanting to be disciplined. In its statement, the SACP called on government to investigate how it happened and for those responsible to be brought to book. On the 2nd of May 2013, the Ministers of Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster instructed a team of Directors General to investigate the matter, giving them 7 working days to complete the investigation. In doing this, the ministers communicated that the buck stops with them, that they demand answers and action. It is also important to note at this point that 2 ministers, the Minister of Transport, the Honourable Martins, and the Minister of Defence, the Honourable Mpisan Kakula, have said no. No to the exclusive use of OR Tambo and no to the use of Waterkloof Air Force Base. The executive fulfilled their responsibility at that point already. Even before the findings of the report were communicated, it was rubbished by the opposition and the detractors of government. The opposition participates in this parliament. Well, at least they collect their checks every month. And by that, I gather that they accept that this government is a legitimate, democratically elected government. Yet, they will leave no stone unturned to illegitimize government and taint the image of South Africa, no matter the consequences. But why are we surprised? Why are we surprised?
Honourable members, order.
It is the same opposition whose mayor in the city of Cape Town said that the people of Khayelitsha prefer bucket toilets. The fact that government reacted immediately and decisively is an indication of a maturing democracy. There was no effort to sweep the incident under the carpet. We welcome the criminal cases that were already opened and encourage the various departments as they finalise the investigations to open more cases if they found that there are more people that should answer to the laws of our country. As parliamentarians, we need to take cognizance of the weaknesses of the system that was identified through this report. We should engage with the relevant departments and the members of the executive to report on how they have corrected those weaknesses in the system in order to prevent the reoccurrence of such an incident. The use of Metro Police officers by a private security company again highlights the need of a single police service in the country, as the ANC has voiced over a period of time. The behaviour of the private security company emphasises and demonstrates the need for stronger and more effective regulating of the private security industry. There is a need and a responsibility on us to put in place measures that will ensure that individuals in the public service cannot manipulate the system and collude in the way that we have seen it happening here. Society should engage itself with the abuse of power and confront and address that what we see throughout our daily lives by those with money, who believes that they can bend the rules or that rules does not apply to them. It embodies itself in various forms within society. You look at our roads and you see how many vehicles are driving without number plates, speeding recklessly. It is not your average vehicles, but top-of-the-range luxury vehicles. These people act with impunity, and they believe that the same rules and laws does not apply to them. This culture aids and abets corruption. Well, I stay in the Western Cape, so I guess the Western Cape government. The culture aids and abets corruption. We need to deal with it where it happens, when it happens. We also need to remind ourselves of what Chapter 10 of our Constitution says about the basic values and principles that must govern our public administration and service. As a country, the Executive and Parliament, this is what we should demand from our public administration at all levels. This is how we expect their leadership to behave and to lead. We must demand public servants with a high standard of professional ethics who provide service impartially, fairly, equitably, and without bias, and who are accountable to the people, the executive, and to Parliament. Honourable Speaker, we welcome Minister Gupta Debate's announcement that a report was given to the Public Protector. Once the Public Protector comes to the same finding as the DGs, I will personally ask the Chief Whip of the Majority Party to ask for a debate to provide an opportunity to the opposition to apologise. To apologise to the President, to apologise to the Executive, to apologise to the ANC and to the people of South Africa. Honourable Speaker, we have clearly seen, demonstrated by speakers before me, what this debate is actually about. Honourable Mania indicated it's about election fever. Honourable Lekota demonstrated rumour mongering because he quotes newspapers above the report. And then, let's be honest, a general hate for the President. I wonder how much the Honourable Lekota actually knows about Constitution, since he cannot follow his own party's Constitution. And a court needs to tell him to reinstate the Honourable Ndulu. Honourable Olumisa, sometimes you must listen when people are speaking. The report was released prior to this debate. The ANC argued that the Minister announced it. The ANC argued...
Order.
The ANC argued that the debate should... The ANC argued that the debate should take place after the release of the report. Your political partners could not wait. Choose your partners wisely. We accept that the opposition is suffering from a serious case of election fever and government envy. There is nothing to be done about it. But I want to say to the millions of South Africans out there, again in the words of the Secretary General of the African National Congress, Comrade Gwede Mantashe, the ANC is not for sale. Our country is not for sale. Not to big business, nor to any other country's interests.
Honourable Speaker.
As as a collective leadership.
Honourable Speaker,
What point are you rising on?
I'm rising on a point of order, Honourable Speaker.
Yes.
The Honourable Speaker at the podium just now indicated that the report of the Minister has been released. I would like to inquire that if that report has been tabled in the House or not.
You can ask the Speaker, not in my time.
I'm asking the Speaker. I'm asking the Speaker.
Take your seat, Honourable Member.
Yeah.
I'll look at that and come back to the House on that. Continue, Honourable Member.
Our country is not for sale, not to big business, nor to any other country's interests. As a collective leadership in the ANC, but you need to understand the culture of the ANC, we will guard over our hard-won freedom, our sovereignty, and our standing in the international community. I thank you.
Thank you.
News that moves. eNCA.com.